Dear viewers, Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, quarterly meet of Official Language Implementation Committee OLIC held at SAIL RSP, Safety Convergence Workshop on Safe Handling of Toxic Gases in Industry organized at SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, and in our Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav series, today's personality is Pandit Markandeya Mahapatra. And now the news in detail. The quarterly meet of the Official Language Implementation Committee OLIC of SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant was held at DIC's Conference Hall, Manthan on 15th March 2022. Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, DIC RSP and Chairman of OLIC, presided over the meeting. Mr. A.K. Kundu, ED Mines, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. A.K. Pradhan, ED Projects, Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED PNA, Dr. B.K. Hota, CMO Medical, several Chief General Managers and Heads of Departments attended the meeting. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Bhaumik reiterated the guidelines of the Raj Bhasha Directorate under Home Ministry, Government of India, and emphasized upon the responsibility of RSP Collective in the implementation of the same. He also expressed the need of use of simplified Hindi in the day-to-day functioning of the organization and encouraged all to meaningfully engage in the promotion of the same through periodical meetings, competitions, softwares, incentives, and wider participation. Participating in the interactions, Mr. Kundu advised on compliance of the government guidelines, while Mr. Suryavanshi emphasized on identification of Hindi Adhikari in each department and organization of programs on regular intervals. Mr. A.K. Pradhan stressed on making Raj Bhasha a part of day-to-day working, while Mr. P.K. Satpathy shared his experience of participating in the regional Raj Bhasha conference held at Dibrugarh in December 2021. Other senior officers too shared ideas and suggestions on increasing the use of Raj Bhasha in official communications, use of advanced softwares in this regard. At the outset, Ms. Archana Satpathy, DGM PR and COC and in charge Raj Bhasha delivered the welcome address. Ms. Lolati Toppo, Raj Bhasha Adhikari, presented the status report of the minutes of the earlier meeting and proposed a formal vote of thanks. A one-day division-level safety convergence workshop on safe handling of toxic gases in industry was organized at CPTI on 15th March 2022. The program was organized by the Directorate of Factories and Boilers, Government of Odisha, Rourkela Division, in association with SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant, RSP. Mr. Bibhu Prasad, Deputy Director of Factories and Boilers, Rourkela Division, Government of Odisha, was the chief guest on the occasion, while Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works RSP, Mr. Manoj Kumar Mishra, Assistant Director of Factories and Boilers, Government of Odisha, and Mr. Umakant Samantarai, Assistant Director of Factories and Boilers, Government of Odisha, were the guests of honor. The dignitaries lighted the ceremonial lamp to mark the beginning of the workshop. In his inaugural address, Mr. Bibhu Prasad emphasized on the preparedness for gas safety emergencies and urged the industries to take measures such as mock drills and other preparatory activities to effectively meet any real-time eventuality. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi deliberated on the importance of gas safety in view of the increasing number of potential threats and hazards due to toxic gases in the industry. To promote an effective culture of safety, he emphasized on the role of each individual as well as the industries and the government. Mr. Manoj Kumar Mishra, in his address, described on the significance of gas safety in industries, especially in the iron and steel industry, for their sustenance. He stressed on the mission of accomplishing the Vision Zero in the state, which aims for zero fatality in industrial accidents. He thanked RSP for extending all support for organizing the workshop. A gas safety booklet was also released on the occasion. Earlier, Mr. Umakant Samantarai, Assistant Director of Factories and Boilers, Rourkela Division, welcomed the gathering. Mr. Ashim Kumar Behra, Chief General Manager, Safety and Fire, proposed a formal vote of thanks, while Mr. Nilakant Sethi, Assistant Manager, SED, anchored the program. In the technical sessions held later, topics pertaining to use of gas safety gadgets and equipments in steel industry, etc. were discussed. Mr. B.P. Pandey, AGM Energy Management Department, RSP, Rourkela, made a presentation on the hazards in handling various toxic gases, while Mr. Amar Bauntra, VP Tata Steel Dhenkanal, spoke about the good practices in gas handling in steel industry. As a part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations, SAIL Rourkela Steel Plant is presenting a series of news on the eminent personalities of Odisha, and today's personality is Pandit Markandeya Mahapatra. Born on 18 July 1915 at Bimanbadu Sahi in Puri, Pandit Markandeya Mahapatra was a lifelong votary of Odissi music. He got training under the famous Singhari Shama Sundar Kar and excelled in teaching, singing and taking up research work. Although he was a government servant by profession, Odissi was his life and soul. He got degree in music from Allahabad University and worked as a teacher in Utkal Sangeet Mahavidyalaya from 1964 to 1976. He had also been highly admired for his performance in Odissi music at All India Radio. He has also composed many popular ragas for music. For his outstanding contribution to Odissi music, he got Odisha Sangeet Natak Academy in 1980, Sangeet Bhaskar in 1983, etc. He left for his heavenly abode on 20th October 1993. And that's all for now. Namaskar.